What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Channel 99. We have with us Dave and Zach. They are from Chapter Black. Tonight we coined Chapter Booze because we had a couple drinks. It is a party cast. We talked a lot about music on this episode. There's 2 episodes, so this is episode 1. Make sure you stay tuned for episode 2 that'll publish here in a couple days. But we talked a lot about music. What's going on, dude?
I just took a quick drink and it's trying to fucking overflow right now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I hate
yeah,
that.
so I quickly had to cover it.
It's all good. But we talked a lot about music, podcasting. I go off on tangents. It's kind of what I did all night tonight, which was fun, though. I had a good audience who just let me kind of ramble. So it's good to get it out. All right. Well, everybody, make sure you subscribe. Give us 5 stars. Pass the episode along. You can find Chapter Black at Chapter Black Official.
Chapter Black Official on Instagram, at Chapter Black Band on Facebook, and at Chapter BLK Band on Twitter.
Awesome. Stream them anywhere if they want to buy your CD. Are you guys at the Record Exchange? Do they have the local? They've got a local.
We are
section?
not. No.
Well, get your shit down there. I know that they support a lot of local people and a lot of my buddies who more hip hop scene, but a lot of those guys have their stuff like down there. So I would assume that they probably have like a local metal place or something. Yeah. You just have to like go in and talk to the right people. But you guys fucking kill it. We talked a little bit about their show the other night at the Shredder. They headlined the Shredder, so you'll hear a little bit about that. And in the upcoming show on Tuesday with Diamante headlining. It's the Free X show. Yeah,
Diamante, We Were Giants, and Vindicata.
And the 3 all but Diamante are local bands. Vindicata, their most recent album was co-produced by the guitarist for Megadeth. So that was kind of cool. The guy who wrote most of the songs, I told you about him, Brett Dan. Anyways, he co-wrote the majority of the album too, and he came on and talked and kind of jammed out with me. It was really, really dope. So make sure you guys listen through to the whole episode and have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
Shut up and sit down.
Water hose, not hose. You know.
Well, and working
boats
out,
and hose.
Right. Working out nowadays is, they cross a lot of different types of training nowadays. Functional training and all kinds of stuff, and you notice a big difference. I mean, if you look at the game of football, I'm sure other sports have evolved similarly, but football for sure is one that I've noticed is, they've almost not necessarily gotten smaller, but they've gotten leaner, bigger, and faster. And diets have also changed. Implementation of like dietary supplements has changed. Like what types of things they take, what they put in their body, what they don't. There's always, the research is always continuing. So it's interesting to see how like athletes evolve with how much stress that they put on their bodies. But also like musicians, man, if you think about it, you guys are on stage, and some people who are like super active on stage, it's almost like a sprint for like the entire set.
Yeah, I'm pretty sore today from slinging my head around.
Your neck's bugging.
Neck, back.
What was it? What's that term? Bangover.
Bangover?
Yeah.
Headbang. Oh, headbang? Yeah. I never heard that before.
A bangover.
I just call whiplash, like, the medical terminology. I got whiplash, bro.
That's so funny. Everybody who's listening in, welcome to Channel 99. We've got with us a couple of reps from Chapter Black. These guys wrapped up a dope fucking show last night. Sorry I couldn't make it. You gave me a call.
Yeah.
But, David, I couldn't make it because I had another artist here and I was doing 2 other shows at the same time. So I was busy, but I hear the show was a success. We're going to talk about that. Go ahead and introduce you guys. Introduce yourselves for all the new listeners. What you guys, what your role is in the band, and then we'll go on from there.
Yeah, I'm David. I play guitar and background vocals in Chapter Black.
I'm Zach. I also play guitar in Chapter Black.
Hell yeah! So when you guys play guitar, do you guys have to like? Do you guys play the exact same chords, same time, just make it more full, or do you guys play different stuff?
So recording-wise, we we do stuff like that. But live, we like to blend the different chordings and stuff to make it sound bigger.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always necessarily play the same stuff. I used to call myself the lead guitarist, but that's not really the case anymore. I just play guitar. David plays guitar. You know, we perform different roles on guitar to just make it sound better as a whole.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of do your own thing as long as you stay in the same key every now and again? Do you have
we try
freestyle?
We try. I don't know. I think it depends on the song.
Yeah.
In one of the songs, I have a little lead thing, and then most of the songs that had the guitar solos, he usually handles those.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the song.
Yeah.
It's situational, really.
Yeah, for sure. What was last night like? Was it pretty good turnout, good energy?
Yeah, it was a good turnout, definitely.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people there. Played with Roses Are Dead, Vault 7, and Zero Theorem. They're the touring band, and they were pretty awesome.
Yeah. Where'd they from?
Do you remember where? Los Angeles.
Yeah,
That's
LA.
dope.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
So how did they get booked up here then? Were they just like traveling through, and then they were like, "Hey, this is a dope show. We'll just fucking jump on."
I think so. There's a guy who usually books some bands through his agency. His name's Mike Galaxy, and he's got a booking agency, and he books a shredder pretty consistently with bands. So I think that's just one of those places he usually puts on his list to book guys.
That's cool. How about that midget wrestling? Did any of you guys go to that? Was that last night? No, I mean 2 nights ago.
That was Thursday, I think.
Yeah,
2 nights ago.
He was really excited. He wanted to go. And
I did too.
Once I saw pictures, I was like, "God damn it, dude!
I was gonna.
Why the fuck was I not there, dude?"
I know. I was thinking about doing the $500. Like I think it was like a $500 ticket, and you could guest referee it.
Dude, I wouldn't even. Oh no!
For
No
500, I wouldn't
fucking
do
way,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it for 500. But if it was like $100, I'd be like,
Hell
fuck
yeah, I'd drop
dude, just for the
$100 to be a referee.
Yeah, just for marketing, dude. For Channel 99, I'd wear a Channel 99 shirt and I'd just jump in there and get crazy.
Right. Jiu-jitsu night, midget.
I wonder
Midget style.
how that went. How that went over though, because I would assume a lot of people would just go watch it, just almost on the freak show factor, right? It's just like it's totally different.
You gotta think. There's alcohol at the shredder.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
not
if I could-
hard alcohol, but
they're-
enough.
I mean, they got Four Locos. That's hard enough for anybody, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
That's so
alcohol
funny.
in general.
Yeah,
I bet they
that's
have a
true.
house beer.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, Justin brews his own beer. Yeah.
Oh, good for him, man. That's fucking dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy though. Sometimes you don't know how much alcohol is actually in it. I think I had like 5 or 6 of his beers one night, and I don't remember a thing after that.
Oh my god!
like some toilet hooch, man. It was good, but man, it really
that was after a
fucked
show
me
we
up.
played too.
Yeah, it was gnarly, man.
Dude, that's so funny. Speaking of shows, so so We Were Giants. I don't know if you know this, but Blake's my new tenant.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He just moved in right here, and sorry, my nose is plugged. I'll probably have to excuse myself in a second just to hit it with some nasal spray. But, anyways, they came back from. They were playing in Jerome, and I guess
I
one
went
of the
to that
bands,
show.
Oh, you did,
Dude, I was there. I witnessed the whole fucking thing.
the
that
guy
was there.
like destroying the table. I think I'm just gonna fucking flip this table, bro. And
No,
like-
I think how it kind of started is way before we even went to that room.
Yeah, talk about this because Blake hasn't even said anything
Dude,
online
fucking
yet.
A. So
But it was so fucking funny.
I go up to the guy to like shake his hand. The dude was all fucking drunk as shit. And he was all like, "I like you, dude." He's going up to Blake like, "This dude seems like a good dude." And Blake's going, "Yes, dude, he truly is a good dude." Just like fucking trying to hype my shit up. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take this. So we go to this little green room area, which we have a couple signing
Oh yeah,
markings there.
we've graffitied the shit.
That's what he said. He said it's a dope room.
Yeah, so we were hanging out in there, and I think way before that, a conversation started about him writing a song about his girlfriend or something like that. I caught half of that.
Yeah, it was. I guess what happened was they had a miscarriage after like I want to say like 3 weeks or something.
I don't
Maybe
know. I
6
didn't hear
weeks,
that.
like, really
I didn't
small.
hear that part of the conversation. But I remember when we were hanging out in there. At one point, I knew the dude was so sloshed.
Oh, dude,
so
from what I
fucking
hear,
sloshed, dude.
From what I hear, it was a party.
Yeah, so he was
Always.
sitting there, and then at certain points, I didn't know if he was actually going to actually flip the table because there was certain points where he grabbed it and was prepared to flip it. So I fucking moved out of the way. So But about the time that he actually did it, a friend of ours, Jeff, recorded it on video. I witnessed it. He literally fucking turned into a drunk Incredible Hulk.
He picks it up over his head.
It up.
Did you go too?
No, I saw the
he
video.
saw the video,
Dude,
dude.
He picks it up over his head and just launches it in the fucking
Starts
ground.
fucking kicking it and shit, dude.
Because the owner, right? Because I guess like Blake was like, I don't know if that's a good idea, man. He like looked over at the owner, and the owner's like, "Fuck it, man. Whatever."
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Greg was like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Whatever.
Pretty much.
He's
Even
there
in the
for the
video,
bands.
in the video, he was just fucking standing there drinking his beer, just looking on. And then once it turns over to him walking away and Logan attempting to give him a hug,
Yeah.
Blake's just standing there like
Blake being Blake.
Yeah,
just
pretty
being
much, just,
awkward,
like,
just
awkward,
standing there,
fucking out
like,
of
what
it,
the
like,
fuck
what-
do I do, man? What the fuck just happened? That's totally Blake. He'd just stand around and be like, what the fuck did I just witness, dude? Fucking Blake, man.
dude,
He's so
he
funny.
did not give a fuck.
Yeah,
That's what they were saying. man.
Greg likes to make sure the touring bands that come through, can blow off some steam and
Have some
relax.
fun.
Yeah,
Sure.
whatever they got to do, pretty much smash a table, graffiti some walls, whatever you want.
Yeah, I've seen some really good bands go through Jerome, and every time I see some of the bands on that bill at that venue, I'm like, how do they show up in Jerome, Idaho?
Yeah.
Just drive an hour north or an hour east, and isn't it east? It's west. Yeah,
I don't know, was it?
I think we go west.
Yeah, it's south.
We like
Is it
southwest.
southeastern
It's
Idaho?
southeast. It's
yeah,
towards
southeastern Idaho.
Buell, Twin Falls. Well, I guess
I mean,
more
it's on
Twin
the way to
Falls.
Twin Falls.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
just shy of Twin Falls.
Shoshone, maybe.
But either way, you're driving south and then kind of east. It just depends on where
Yeah.
either way, doesn't matter. Twin Falls is bigger than Jerome, so I'm going to assume it's probably just the venue's dope, man. Homeboy's probably just made like, again, a reputation, something we talked about before the show, just good reputation for himself, like being able to provide like a dope platform, like a space where bands can almost like, because it is so small, and like the shows I've been to, there's maybe 30, 40, 50 people max, and it's not a huge venue, but some of the people who've gone through there, like hip hop artists, I saw Apathy and Self-Titled there, and those guys are like OGs, been writing their Midwest rap, like, but they've been around for 20 fucking years. And when I heard they were going through there, because a couple of my buddies here, they opened up for them, I was like, what? They're playing in Jerome? They should be in Boise playing at the Knit at least, like, that's what I thought. But
Well, there's
Again,
a
it's
there's
like-
a rock station up in Jerome
I
area
know,
that
yeah.
has been pulling in some shows, and one of the shows they're pulling in is actually hitting Boise in May.
that's what's up. But I've heard that they have a really dope radio station down in that area. That's like all
it's a pretty
about
good
music.
station. They mainly play some of the new active rock stuff, primarily.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. I like that shit.
Yeah,
So.
same with me. I listen to 94.9 because I'm more alternative, like indie stuff.
Yeah.
And I win tons of shit on there, like so much shit, dude. I win tickets all the time. Sometimes I have to hold back and be like, I don't.
It's almost
know
like me
anymore.
getting shit from the X.
Yeah, David's
Do
like,
you win shit all the time too,
he gets shit from the X all the time.
dude? I had to fill out an I-9 form, and I had to become an actual fucking employee of KRVB 94.9.
Really?
Yeah, dude, because I made anything. If you win more than I think it's more than $500 worth of prizes, they have to have you have to pay taxes on it.
Yep.
So I had to register with those guys as basically a contractor worker. I have to it's like $900 of the shit I won last year.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, crazy, like tons of tickets, man. Because it's always when I'm driving to work and I've got it timed. I'm like 1,002, 1,003, and boom. And every time, dude, it's like you're caller number 4, you're caller number 5. It's like within those one or two things, but I always I win. They used to tell me you can't win this month, dude. You gotta wait for a month.
You gotta stop calling.
You gotta
here,
stop
Tim.
calling us, Tim. And every time I'd win something, they'd be like, you know where we're at. Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you for listening. Offline. Yeah. They're cool, though. I love that show. The morning show. Shout out to 94.9. Tim, no. It's, I don't even know.
Tim
the-
Johnstone?
No, I think he is I think he's the later guy on that channel.
I think he's a morning. I can't even.
he was morning, though.
I don't know.
He switched up. It's,
I'm like the Nick and Big
fuck,
J.
man. How do I not
Adam,
know? I listen to him every day. And
Randy, Jason Drew, dude.
Yeah, I used to listen
All
to
the fucking
100.3
guys
back in
on
the day.
X, dude.
Yeah, I probably should get on and listen more. When did they do their stuff? Because, like, at 520, 820, 420, and 520 is when they give away shit at 94.9. And then sometimes the lunch.
It depends on the contest thing, because Adam does, like, fastest to cheat around 4. And then right now they're qualifying people to win a trip for Sonic Temple. I forgot what the contest thing is called.
Yeah.
So basically, like, you call in either at 7:30, 12:30, or 5:30.
Yeah.
7:30 in the morning, if you're listening to Nick or Big J, to like be
Big J's still around too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that guy's been around.
He's been around a long time,
fucking
dude.
time.
I used to listen to him in high school, right when he started. Actually, I think he started like early 2000s, late 90s, maybe.
I don't know.
Probably not even that
here.
long.
Yeah,
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I hear stories.
He's been around a long
fucking time, dude.
I'm pretty sure I used to listen to him back in high school, and I graduated in 04, so I mean that dates me a little bit.
I've heard stories from Randy about how he seen the band Edema that has the singer that's like the half brother or whatever to Jonathan Davis of Korn.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess that band did like 2 Free X shows back in the day in like 2003, and I guess Chevelle did one back in like 2002 or 2003.
Probably.
So
there's some good bands that come through and do the Free X shows. So speaking of which, because you're doing one this coming Tuesday,
yeah,
I'm going to get this episode published as fast as possible because I've also did We Were Giants last night, and we were promoting the same show, but mostly the tour, just because I knew that we were also promoting the show with you guys. So I was trying not to go too heavy on that with 2 shows. But speaking of which, you guys are playing with We Were Giants. So it's you guys. Do you open up? Who opens up?
We're starting out.
You guys start out, and then it's We Were Giants.
It's us first, and then Vindicata, and then We Were Giants, and then Diamante closes out the show.
And Diamante, it's a female-led band.
She's a solo artist.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, she's a solo artist, but she has a live band that backs her.
Dude, I might pull them up real quick just so we can hear about it. That's cool, man. So did you guys know who they were beforehand?
Yes.
Yeah. Zach and I briefly met her last year. I won back to the X thing. I won tickets for Five Finger Death Punch and Breaking Benjamin.
Hell yeah.
Last year.
VIP
tickets. Yeah, and we got the opportunity to meet all the bands on the bill.
Dude, that's sick.
So we
She's
met
hot.
Yeah, we met Bad Wolves, and she was with them on tour singing the song Hear Me Now.
That's dope. That's way dope. Yeah, let's hear these guys going in. I'll follow you into the dark. Turn it down on my headset. Dude, she's dope, man.
She's hot too.
Yeah. She's way hot. So yeah, she's way hot. So I messaged the Knitting Factory and was like, hey man, like I'd love to just come take some photos of the bands, because 3 of the 4 bands playing have all been in my studio, and all of them have recorded music in my studio. And I was like, how do I just walk in with my camera? Last time you confiscated it, they never got back to me. This is like a week ago.
So either Blake and Logan can go to the Will Call up there at the, what's that?
You guys just do it for me.
Could you do that?
9th Street Parallel.
9th Street Parallel.
Upstairs area.
Yeah, he can go there and get you on Will Call with a press pass. You just got to talk to them. That's all he's got to do.
Okay.
Or we can do it.
Or you guys, maybe you just
have
do it.
Dustin maybe do it.
Yeah, well, I've talked to Blake. I was like, dude, could you get me on the press pass? And he was like, I don't know how to do that. And so I tried to call him like 2 or 3 times. And they never fucking answer. I mean, they just never answer. And it makes sense, because, like, when is it going to be open? Only when there's shows. And when can you answer a phone? Never, because it's way too fucking loud when there's shows going on. So, I mean, it's like you kind of have to hit it within a certain spot.
Area, too, where some people handle shit.
But throughout the night, though, maybe?
Not throughout the night. During the day. I only know that because I've been helping Gary Pike for almost 5-6 years now, trying whenever I can put up their posters.
That's what's up.
And out of that, I could go to any show of my choice, get on the guest list for it. So,
dude, that would be dope. I just want to be able to take photos of you guys.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take photos in the Knit, because the Knit is one of the places I haven't taken photos of, because every time I go, they take my camera. But I go other places, and they don't say anything. And then every now and again, I'll go somewhere thinking that I'm not going to be able to take it in, like CenturyLink. and like Taco Bell Arena and shit like that.
They only let you take pictures for 3 songs, right? At the Revolution when Giants had the breakdown ball.
Yep. Yeah, they only let me take pictures for the first 3 songs. So I only got a few shots on that one, and that's when my memory card failed. I was fucking pissed, dude, because I had such I had awesome photos, but the problem is it somehow it locked itself, and the mechanism, the little slider on the SD card, it'll lock it, unlock it, to protect it. But internally, it permanently locked it, and the slider didn't work. I opened it up. You just couldn't fix it. I don't know what happened to it. Either way, I lost a bunch of cool fucking photos. I lost all the photos on that memory card, which was like tons of concerts that I never even edited. So that was shitty. But so I did get to shoot the Rev. They pulled me to the side. Dude, I got kicked off the stage.
I think I remember
at
that.
Death Proof. Yeah, they pulled me off to the side, and they were like totally apologizing. They're like, "Oh man, hey, totally not your fault, man." And they're like really apologizing about taking me out of the pit for photos. And I'm like, "Dude, you guys are totally fine. My phone doesn't anymore. My camera doesn't even work anymore. So you're all good. Don't worry about it. It's your fucking policy." But they didn't explain that to me. Yeah. Then they kicked Aaron out.
Oh man.
Yeah, for Concert Photography 208. Everybody, go ahead and follow him on Instagram. He's cool. He gave me a shout out today for the podcast.
Yeah, he's been on a roll with us lately. With was it Local Spotlight with Randy?
The Local Spotlight with Randy,
just blowing us up on his
the Music Monday blog.
Yeah, Music Mondays. Yeah, that'll. I mean, blogging, it takes time. Podcasting takes time, dude. Yeah. I don't even push this as hard as I could or should. I mean, the people I had in here earlier, right before you guys showed up. I mean, these guys are connected to like Joe Rogan. Mentioned them on the pod. Joe Rogan mentioned one of the guys on his podcast and his book that he wrote. So I had like an author on here, my business partner. They're working on like a non-profit, like basically it's like a rehabilitation center for veterans who have PTSD, addiction, depression, anything related to, just military related. So they're working on trying to get this thing privately funded through like General Motors and, big companies that can throw $2 million, $10 million, $20 million, because it's about a $50 million project. But we had him on here. We had another guy who's a podcaster. He's also done some really cool shit. All military guys. And you're military.
Yeah.
Thank you, which is awesome. And I come from a military family. What branch?
I'm Air Force. I'm a firefighter in the Air Force.
A what in the Air Force?
Firefighter.
Dude, that's dope. What
Sometimes.
And what kind of fires would you fight? Chemical kind of fires?
Anything.
Like, just any kind of fires?
Any fires, man.
Like
if it's on fire, I'll fight it. Yeah, we do wildfires too.
Do they call you guys in for national wildfires? Like if there's like an emergency? Because I know that they would, they're going to pull out firefighters here.
Yeah.
Like the seasonals. But
so if they can't fill their spots seasonally, there is a possibility that they are looking for like military guys. Like, hey, like we need
just an overflow
guys. Yeah, and it doesn't happen very often. We have actual local deals with BLM over there. I believe at the Hammett station over there, because we're in Mountain Home. But to go out with BLM if they need assistance, but we're so undermanned half the time, we can barely afford to send any guys out. So, but I mean, we had a couple wildland fires in the recent years. So we had wildland fire on base that was burning the whole backside of the base there towards the housing and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty and fun.
It was a threat.
Yeah, it was bad. And there's like a field of like old buildings that have been torn down. It's just rubble from old buildings from like the 80s and 70s and early on that were built with asbestos, when before that shit was outlawed.
Oh, no shit.
So that shit was burning towards it, and we're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Because if that shit catches on fire and the wind takes it into town, like it's not going to be good.
Well, that's like hardcore hazmat shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
we do that too.
Asbestos is like pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I'm a hazmat technician. I'm not a wildland firefighter just because I haven't opted in to do that, but I got a lot of certifications for stuff like that. We do everything you can think of.
That's super cool. Is that your main job?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's really cool,
That's
man.
What I do.
Super cool. I would have never thought the military has firefighters.
Yeah.
And I bet everybody listening to this is probably like, I didn't know either.
Well, we've got houses, we've got airplanes. Like, what are you going to do when they catch on fire, man? Just, You have to go buy a new one. No,
that's true. Well, I mean, like the common person would probably just be like, "Where the fuck's the hose?" If your car catches on fire and it's in your front yard, be like, "Fuck, where's the hose at?"
Yeah,
like,
no
what do you
shit.
do? Yeah, you just or just let it burn it out. Fuck it,
Yeah,
just
pretty
let it
much.
burn out.
I got insurance. It's cool. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you never think. But I don't ever think about that. But again, I'm not subject to any of that in my life ever. So what typically, I'm going to assume when you said that you guys are like almost understaffed, you don't have enough personnel. That's because you have to meet a certain quota at all times around the clock. You have to have enough people available and ready. Is that
right?
what
We
it
have
is?
to have enough people to man fire trucks, and it goes based off like what kind of aircraft we have and stuff like that. So, like an F-15, we only need like a couple crash trucks, and that's about it. But we need at least like I think it's like our minimum manning 6 or 7 people for the fire station, like for our base.
Mm-hmm.
It varies from base to base depending on what kind of assets they have need to protect. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. I dated an Air Force girl. She's deployed. She, I think she listens to my podcast still. I had a couple North Korean downloads and a lot of South Korean downloads because
But
it's
says
all
North Koreans
military.
are getting really bold there.
No. I do. I have a photo of it. They were my number 3 country last year. I think.
What do you think? What do
North
you want
Korea.
to? What do you want to bet that it's just Kim with his buddy? He's like,
He's
oh,
just hanging out. Who the fuck's this guy?
Tim and Kim.
Tim and Kim. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, or it's very possible. They were probably on the line. Maybe it's military personnel who are stationed on the border
It
and
could
close
be.
to it, and it's just geotagging them in North Korea.
Yeah.
And or it's maybe somebody fucking smuggled some cell phones in from South Korea because
Right.
they do that. They do
Yeah.
smuggle them. I mean, they take drones and drop phones off and shit, man.
They're on Podbean, just like, check this shit out.
They're iTuning it,
Right.
man. I'm everywhere. Except Spotify. Fuck Spotify, by the way. They haven't been publishing my shit since February.
Nice.
I messaged them 3 times. Every time they give me a canned response, and I'm like, yo, you need to tell that like 17-year-old kid I'm not a fucking artist that's trying to get his music on Spotify. I'm a podcaster who already has his shit on Spotify, and y'all just decided to not publish my shit anymore, like at all. So everybody listening, you're probably not listening on Spotify, so good for you. And if you like Spotify, I was available on Spotify, but you won't see anything.
You pretty much just got fucked over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I have like 100 episodes on Spotify, but it's still annoying because it was like I published maybe 2 videos because every episode I publish now, if you pull it up in iTunes, Spotify,
I noticed
Stitcher, all
that recently.
You see the video right
you
away.
see the little
Boom.
like TV icon fucking thing there.
Yeah,
and,
and
I'm
you
like,
see the video of it. Uh-huh.
really? That's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
badass.
So anybody
that's a
can
new
watch
feature
video.
now. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like if we had so for our artist side, like if we wanted to put like a cover video or something for it to like do a little snip
Or a
of
music video.
Yeah, we can do shit like that. But I don't know if that's available to artists yet. I was reading something on it earlier yesterday, but
I wonder if I have to upgrade my account on Spotify as an artist, but you wouldn't think that you'd have to.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, you can upgrade it as a consumer.
Oh, yeah,
you can
of
get
course.
like
Get
different,
premium,
you get the premium or whatever. But I don't know, as like a publishing artist, let's say for you guys, if you do want to do video and audio, I don't know if it's like a requirement that you have to upgrade like an artist package. I didn't look into it because everywhere else that's fucking free does it for free.
Exactly.
And-
YouTube. We just threw the video for we got a little lyric video, but like a cool little stream video
like an
done
audio
for
stream
failures.
failure.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube, and that's free. I mean,
Yeah.
I just do that.
Well, and Podbean publishes. Fortunately, they'll publish everything to. I just link my social accounts, so it'll publish to like Channel 99. It'll publish to YouTube, and then iTunes. And iTunes distributes to like I don't know, probably 60 or 70% of the app market.
Yeah.
And then and it's left up to them whether or not they're going to provide that video service and have that built into their fucking app or not.
Yeah.
But the big players, they have to compete at the ultimate level because everybody bugs me about video, and they start subscribing to me on YouTube, and I'm like, dude, well, I guess all the videos do come in on YouTube, so it doesn't matter anymore because I publish it once and it distributes it to like again,
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, whatever. But The only issue is I think Spotify is going to try to like cramp my style by saying you need to pay us more money if you want us to do video for you. But it's like you're streaming from my fucking RSS feed. I'm not uploading to their servers.
Right.
You know, it's not like my show has like 20 fucking million downloads a month. I'm not putting stress on their servers. I'm just a fucking dude from Boise who's trying to get his shit out there, who's got people around him who have amazing stories, and Spotify needs to fucking help me out.
Yeah.
And so, and then you get back to me without a fucking canned response. God
Yeah,
damn
and
it.
then Spotify's
Customer service.
what were they suing over? I'm not too educated on it, but people, I think there was supposed to be like a raise in royalties, and then all of a sudden Spotify's like, no, now we're suing these people.
Well, fortunately,
It sounds like a big fuck you, pretty much.
yeah. Well, Spotify. The reason why, and I haven't heard anything about that because I don't really follow Spotify. I used to because I was gonna buy into their IPO, and I should have because they would have made me a couple extra bucks. But the federal government, Donald Trump, he actually mandated it's like the artist law or something like that, where it forces all streaming services to pay artists more money for their streams.
Yeah, because
so it's a mandate.
We make like 6/100ths of a penny for every
per
stream.
stream.
Yeah, per stream. I'm like, geez, man, like
That's nothing.
No, it's never mind. It's 6,000ths.
It's like 0.006.
I know a guy in a band
Something like
from
that.
Spokane who would just put his own shit on Spotify on repeat so that way they can like try to earn the money from that shit.
Yeah,
But does that
doesn't
work? I don't think so. I think it tracks
I
it
don't
as
think
one
so.
play from one.
Yeah, individual streams.
Like if you hit play and then stop, and then you hit play again.
Yeah.
If the app's still open and it's within a certain time frame, I don't think it tracks it. But I can listen to like one of my episodes, like same IP address, everything. I can start listening to it today,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow, you know, like I wake up. Let's say I'm listening to it until like 2:00 in the morning. I wake up at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I hit play again, even though it's on the same day. It's a few hours apart, and it recognizes that I closed the app. I started it back up, and it gets another stream, like another download, I think. And I've tried to test it out on my platform to see if it does track it, because before Podbean would give me like my IP address or the IP address for the downloader and tell me what it does. Tell me, you know, what software, like platform they're using. Is it iTunes, Spotify? Are they on fucking Google Chrome? Are they like on a cell phone? Are they on a laptop? Whatever. So, I mean, it does kind of get top line like that, but it doesn't get to the nitty gritty of like who's downloading what, where. It just says, you know, these are the times that are common when your shit's getting downloaded. These are the places that download it. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, with music, it's probably the same thing though, right?
Yeah, it gives us basic geographic stuff and demographic information.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. It's not like and Tim Mayer decided he was going to sit there and stream your podcast at 8:30 a.m. exactly 52 seconds before 8:31.
And I wish it kind of would tell me. I wish it would tell me how long people are listening to what episodes,
Yeah.
and where those episodes
That
are.
way you can get an idea what content people are really enjoying.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or in the time of day, I could say, all right, well, like obviously, if people are listening to it, the majority of the people either listen to it at like, it's really odd hours, dude. It's like 2 a.m. Those are my international people. So it's usually like 2 a.m. Because Europe will be like listening to like the beginning of their day at like 8, 9, you know, in the morning. 2 a.m. here makes sense. I publish at midnight. So like it'll publish, and then all the East Coasters, Europeans and whatnot, they'll download. So I have like peaks at like 2 a.m. and then like 10 a.m. and then 2 p.m. And I have no fucking clue where these people are at. I don't know what they're fucking listening to. I don't know how long they're listening to it. And that kind of pisses me off because I spend like $120 for professional, like a networking license, and I don't even get nitty gritty data. Like I get such base level data that it's like, it doesn't help me. It just makes me feel good because I'm like, oh, it's in the green. People are listening more than they were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know what the fuck they're listening to, and I don't know when and how and why.
There's apps you can download for specific, demographic tracking, and it will break it down by like, day and then time period peaks of your views and stuff.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, there's apps you can get. I can't remember.
But are they like a
plug?
plug-in for my other app? Like, how does that? How would I do that?
So yeah, like you would log in, like say you would log into your Instagram through this app, and then it will track like your posts and it'll load demographics like, okay, yeah,
based on their information
yeah,
that they
like
give on their
viewers
public.
18 to 25 are viewing your stuff
On their
on
info.
Monday mornings the most. More, I mean, it'll spread out by week, you can spread out by month, year, and it'll
Totally.
show you the time fluxes and stuff per day.
But that's Instagram, and that's like social media stuff,
Right.
so it's easier to track that.
Instagram
Every-
is a tricky thing.
Well, kind of. I'm starting to figure it out, dude. I've had almost 100 likes or 100 natural organic followers in the last like 3-4 days. I had 47 followers.
It's
yesterday.
tricky for bands.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, but I think it's all about tags, man.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of bands out there who don't have great content.
Yeah.
And you have to also look at these, like, you have to look at their pages. Because if they have 120,000 followers and then you look at their picture and there's like 70 likes, that's fucking terrible. Because I get like between 40 and 80 likes on all my stuff. And I only have like 300 now. I hit like 380 followers. Maybe 370 followers, and it's not a lot, but I don't put money into it. Literally the last 3 days have been the only days I put work into it. And
That's
gained
better than nothing.
Almost 100 fucking people. So
Yeah.
it's like, obviously I'm doing something right. And I'll tell you offline, I mean,
Yeah.
has to do with your tags, follows, your likes, your
just use-
comments,
you gotta-
engagement.
you gotta-
There's a lot of things you need to do, but
Just-
it's fluid. Once you get it going and you get a process going, it takes you maybe 15 minutes a day, and you completely reap the benefits.
I
Dude,
was
it's
told
fucking crazy.
to utilize the platform how it was designed, and the algorithm will treat you well.
Exactly. Yeah, you engage yourself. You comment on pics. You follow the same like hashtags. Like
Yeah.
you follow them. You tag them on those same ones. You like and go through and you add friends on those hashtags. Like, yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. But
it used to be like you could tag as much as you wanted, and now like now
30 tags.
Yeah, you could do like up to 30, and then now like well don't do too many because now they won't. They see people
Yeah.
are doing that to
It
get
flushes
A while
people
back
out.
when
yeah.
I used to post on there, I limit the hashtags. I would say like
Don't.
maybe
Don't.
not like limit. I should say I was just
At-
I didn't really put too much.
at least 7, no more than I don't know 20.
Dude, so when I owned my first supplement company, I didn't even have a fucking product. I had no athletes. Can I get another drink, by the way?
Yeah, I
had
wanna try
this
one of those, by
I
the way,
know,
Zach.
and I can I try one of your porters?
Yeah, dude.
Or actually, yeah, let me snag one of your porters.
Trade them. There you go. We'll
I'll just
pass
drink this
around.
one, dude. I'll just drink that one.
okay.
You just pulled that one up. Fuck, what was I saying?
You had
dude.
no product. You had no athletes.
I had no product, no athletes, no content outside of just a couple memes, and like I had my my former business partner and his friend were kind of like, we're just gonna try to figure out the social media thing, because this was like in 2014, so it was like kind of a while ago.
5
and it
years
was-
ago.
Yeah, 4.5 years ago. It was
4.5,
like
5.
October
It
of 14.
depends. Yeah, the month.
October, I think, of 14 is when I actually like created that business.
Yeah.
And so, dude, I had like within a year, these guys had gotten our account up to like 8,000 followers, all organic. We put no money into this. We had 8,000 followers. We were following probably 2,000 people at the time. So I mean, you're still following a lot of people because those
Yeah.
people are following you back. And so, there's ways to like, make sure that you maximize your followers and your engagement. That's another thing. Engagement's a huge deal. You can have 100,000 followers, but if people aren't looking at your shit, it doesn't fucking matter, because everybody else who's real, they're going to notice that. They're
So-
going to notice you have 20,000 views and you have like 2 comments. 20,000 fucking people aren't going to look at your shit, and 2 people are just going to be like, cool, or like emoji face. Nah, that's not real life, dude. It's not real life, man. If you play at a fucking concert in front of 20,000 people, do you think 2 people would come up to you and say, you guys were awesome, or you guys were good, or just throw you fucking hand signals? No, that's not real life. Real life people, and like Instagram and like social media, we are so engaged. It is literally real life. People are only going to do what they do in real life. Like if I like something on Instagram, like it's because I actually like it. Like I'm not going to go through and bullshit it. Maybe on my business account just to get more followers, but on my personal account, I don't give a flying fuck. Like those are the people who I actually follow for a reason, because like I'm interested in their lives and whatnot. Work, that's a whole different story. I'm just trying to get my fucking brand out there, and I'm doing it the same way everybody else is doing it. I'm just trying to do it better. And I haven't really figured it out totally, but I just started doing it 3 days ago, and I've increased my fucking followers by 30-40% in 3 days. And so it works, man. It definitely works. Like the
do you know
strategy.
do you know what it would take to get you know those Instagram pages that have like the blue check marks that I guess say they're verified?
The official.
Shit?
Yeah.
How do you fucking go about getting that?
I don't know. I think you have to have a certain amount of followers. I think you have to break like 10,000.
Really?
Or like so many thousand followers, maybe. I don't know. And then you probably have to like go through like an application process or a verification process to make sure you're not a bot. Yeah. You're not spamming. And you probably have to, maybe you have to have like a certain amount of engagement. Maybe you have to have like reach 10% of like, you know, if you have 1,000 followers and you have less than 100 people who are liking your stuff, that's less than 10%. That's not very good. Like, again, I have like 370 fucking followers. I get 60 on average, maybe, which is like more than 10%. I think if you can hit 10% engagement and you can continuously grow, it means lots of stuff. One, it means your shit is awesome and people are engaged and people like it, because if you're breaking over a 10% engagement rate organically, you're putting something out there that people want to be a part of. You don't want to sell to people. People don't want to be sold to. Yeah. Fuck it. People like to buy into stuff. You want loyalty. You can't buy somebody's loyalty. You know, like if you give somebody poor shit, poor product, you throw something out there in front of them, they're going to be like, fuck that. No, sorry, bad reputation. Again, back to that thing. People don't like to be sold to. People like to buy into stuff. They want to be a part of something cool, something neat. That's why I like you guys. You know, like Chapter Black is a completely different style band. You know, my style in the studio, completely different style. Like I talk to a lot of bands and they go to all the other professional places. And I mean, I have like touring bands who come in here and do cool shit. And they're always like, dude, you don't even charge people to come into your house, like in the studio? No, man, this is for the community. This is me. This is sunk cost. I get to make great connections, meet cool people. I have artists come in here and play awesome music for me. You know, like for me, it's like, fuck, what else am I going to put my money into? You know, I might as well put it into like making sure everybody else has a platform for a story, for music, whatever it is, for their business or whatever. Just that's kind of the person that I am. And again, back to you guys, you have like a very, I was trying to like figure this out with Blake because I told him you guys were coming over tonight, and he was like, yeah, man, their style is hard to nail down, because I was like, dude, they're like a Tool mixed with like alternative, and then because we were talking about Alex Ty on the new song, because we were talking about your guys' show and we couldn't make it last night, and I was trying to nail down. I'm like, yeah, they're kind of like a Tool meets like a different I couldn't nail it down, dude, but Tool meets metal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure it out. I think that's what I said. Tool and metal.
I've always told people if they listen to bands like Breaking Benjamin or Seven Dust or Red or something like that.
Red, yeah. I can see Red. You guys are definitely like a lot more of that style, more like an alternative. What do they call that? Just an alternative metal.
Alternative metal, yeah.
That's kind of what we label ourselves as, like the main genre, you know, new metal, fucking alternative metal, whatever they want to call it. You know, we're not in the 90s anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, now everybody has to break it out into like very specific,
like subgenres and shit like that.
Sub.
I like to mix in like certain parts of other subgenres. It's like whatever we are, dude. I like playing the shit. People can relate to it. If they fucking dig it, there you go. That's just simple as that.
Yeah, totally. You guys always put on a really cool show. So you guys are playing next on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys are playing the same set list from the Shredder last night? Or are you guys adding, detracting? What's going on?
It's going to be
similar.
Pretty close to the same. We're going to probably have to take a few songs out just to meet punctualness for, you know, moving the show along for Diamante. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be hopefully as packed as last year with Red. So that was pretty sweet.
She won't have any production.
I know that.
No, she won't. She ain't someone like.
She's not like glamorous or.
No, she ain't someone like
Starset.
fucking Red or anything like that. Have the production or anything like that. Yeah. No. So actually, this time around, we'll actually have some room to fucking throw down.
That's cool. That's way cool. How many songs you guys got? What's your time frame? You guys got what? 20 minutes?
25 maybe.
I want to say 30 because we played close to 30 last year.
Even better, dude. Yeah, that's about 5, 6.
We did 7 songs last year.
Yeah, and if you talk in between songs, I mean,
yeah.
If you, it just depends. Some bands just go through their set and they just are like one done, like
yeah.
Next song. done, gone.
Yeah.
And then other bands, they sit and chit chat, or they've got stuff to say.
It's like speech
songs.
class in high school, man. You got to time your shit. I was like, I should be here at this time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, this is stuff that I've learned living with Blake, because like the last few days, I'm going on tour with them for like 2 weeks. I'm
Cool.
documenting all their stuff. And so last night they were here working on the set list for Tuesday night, and they were also working on the set list for tour at the same time, because I think they're going to be limited depending on each show. So it's been like Josh and Blake and Logan, they're here. They were here.
I briefly
much last
talked
few
with
days.
Josh about like how they choose their intro track or
Yeah.
whatever, because I know for the most part now, since they released the Declaration, they've been opening up the set with Reawakening.
Oh, I didn't even notice
So-
that.
Yeah, technically, I don't know
The
if
last
you want to
two-
call the first song on the record, I guess.
Yeah.
So I know, like the CD release show, they did the intro track on the record for that, leading into the song, and then the Breakdown Ball, they did like a rap song, and then went into
They
the
did.
song.
I remember
And they
that.
did this. They did the same thing at the Vera Union show. Did the rap intro and then Reawakening.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely different this time around.
so yeah, Josh told me it's like it depends on the show for them, I guess, how they choose the intro track or whatever.
Yeah.
So
They're kind of changing things up this time around. I can't really say anything about. It's not my business to really talk about them changing stuff up. But but they are changing things up, and it's going to be a little bit better for the crowd as far as the crowd being a little more in tune in between songs and like all that kind of stuff. Just because in between some songs or in between sets, you can kind of tell people like kind of lose interest if whatnot. So I think they're just trying to maximize their time with as much audio and and the way they're putting it together. I don't know if they're doing the rap song again. They might be. I didn't really hear that because I was recording last night when everybody showed back up at the house. But either way, man, it's going to be a lot of fun to hang out with those guys, and even Tuesday will be a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Are you guys going on tour? Do you guys have you guys thought about doing it?
We want to. For us, like finances, logistics, are an issue at the moment. But we are in the middle of maybe writing a new album, so there's that. We're doing that, so and you got
slowly but surely.
And we're trying to time it, because we don't want to rush into it and not be ready for anything. And you got to be careful when you're releasing music. Like, you don't want to do it the wrong time.
Yeah.
You don't want to release something and not be able to promote it, go on tour for it, or, have merchandise, built around your new music. So we don't want to jump the gun, especially with our financial situation being a bunch of broke, middle...
Broke jabronis.
20-something-year-olds, So we're just trying to make sure everything's timed right and
Totally.
not, finish early.
You don't want to push. You don't want to push a poor product. Like, even if like everybody else around you is like, "Oh, your song," good," and then you're not comfortable with it. It's not. People read that, man. Like, when people push something and they don't feel confident or comfortable in it, like, even if the content's great, according to everybody else, like, if you try to promote it, a lot of people are very critical of themselves, and if you push something that you don't feel should be finished, completed, finalized, whatever, at least for me, I always think to myself, like, they're not paying me money. They're not the ones who are going to be like looking at me as an investment. Like, these are the people who aren't going to like sign me to contracts. These are the people who are probably going to be they're my friends, and they only listen to a handful of podcasts in my situation, and I pride myself on the quality and the content, and being such a small niche little station here in Boise and having a lot of professional productions around me, I think it kind of helps me to kind of think, well, there's other people around here who sound way worse than me, who do have big contracts, or they are working on national radio shows, and they are doing that stuff. And it makes me feel good when I listen to my stuff versus them, thinking, all right, well, when I do decide that I'm ready, I think I'll have a product that's worthy enough to put in front of somebody who's got the money or the time or the wherewithal to take me to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think like everybody wants to peacock, right? It's, you either get bought out or you go public or you fold. that's business. That's everything in life. That's music.
I think what it is with artists especially is like, man, this sounds badass or this looks badass. Like, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and just
push it.
Let's throw it in front of everybody. And then
Jump the gun.
When you do it, you're like, oh, shit, we were not ready to show this to everybody.
It's like, oh, dude,
it's all
we
about
did not. That part could have been better.
The presentation, and you know from having product that you sell, like, okay, cool, you got a badass product, but what kind of container you got? What's the packaging look like? You got a good label, like, does it catch the eye? Like, what I mean? It's all about presentation. If you don't have a ribbon to put on the box, don't put it on the tree.
Yeah, totally. And the same with music, and it's so competitive with music.
Yeah.
The podcast scene here, I don't compete with anybody. I invite a bunch of podcasters over, and they act like I'm a threat, and I'm like, all right, man, like have your own like your own fun time in your kitchen with your USB mic and like your echoes. I don't have a problem with like local podcasters. We were kind of talking about there's always drama within like local scenes. But I don't have any problem with local podcasters. In fact, I get along great with a lot of them. But for the most part, they like the ones that I have invited over and have been a little hostile. Those people typically, I listen to their shows and I'm like, it makes sense why somebody would not want to respond or would like totally negate coming over for 20, 30 minutes and doing a co-podcast. Like for me, it's all about making the community better, stronger. Competition is healthy to a certain degree, but it can be very negative when you start to drive away your competition, because those are the people who are they're gonna excel and they're gonna succeed, and they're not worried about what everybody else thinks about them. They're worried about what they feel they can provide for somebody who is desiring whatever it is, their product or service that they're about to create. Yeah. And that's entrepreneurship at its finest. And those are podcasters, those are bands, the people who are more focused on what everybody thinks about them and, what everybody's going to think about their product. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, your paycheck is not paid by those people. You know what I'm saying? Those people don't have an influence on the style, on anything that I do. Shouldn't have any influence on what anybody else does, because this world is full of 7 billion people, and the 20 people who fucking hate you, horns up to all the haters, because haters make fucking successful people, because those are the ones who they're the ones who kind of they basically just, what do you call it? They stoke the flame. Stoke the flame? Is that what they call it? They stoke the fucking fire.
Stoke the fire.
And they make it bigger and hotter and better. And like, I don't have any haters yet. I have like one negative review on iTunes, and the only reason why is because it's like somebody obviously has a personal vendetta, because I mean, if you looked at it, it's like all fucking character attacks, and I'm like, who the fuck is this person? It's my ex-girlfriend. That's what it is. Trying to bring it down, and she gave me like a super low rating, and it still didn't drop me below like a 4.7 or something like that. So
yeah.
So it's like, well, congrats, and that's cool. She can hate me, get drunk, do your thing, go on these drama trips, but makes me better.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes me want to make my shit way better, because now everybody's gonna read that review and be like, why the fuck does this chick hate this guy? Let's find out. Let me listen to some of his shit.
Yeah,
this is a long fucking review, but
good publicity.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah. Well, and with so with music, you guys just released that one single, and where are you guys going forward? Like,
so we're looking at we're probably gonna take a nice long break. I keep telling people like, hey, we want to play shows, but we're oversaturated in the market here in Boise. We want to relax a little bit, get back to writing. We've got a good handful of demos that we've finished that we just need to rehearse a little bit in live setting and make sure everyone's got their shit on point and got their shit together, and then we're gonna go to the studio with Scott Pergandy over at the Mix House. I was making sure it was the Mix House.
Yeah, my story with the Mix House, I went there with a friend of mine fucking back in 2011, maybe summertime.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, dude, I was about leading into my senior year, junior year, I don't know, around that time. He was recording some songs, and one of them needed like some clapping in it and like a group vocal. So I was part of that. So that was, I guess, my first exposure to semi-recording into a studio.
Yeah.
So going back there later now with this band was cool.
Do they provide all the equipment? Or do you take your own mics?
We brought our own gear.
Mics though, Scott's got this cool, I believe it's a Slate mic, and basically it links up with a plug on his computer, and it's a modeler mic, so it models different microphones. You can change like the microphone you're using. So you could be using a 57 SM57, or you could be using a SM58, or using like some kind of special fancy tube mic. Or so it's cool. It's just one microphone, but it digitally
it's like
models
if you're using
different
a guitar
microphones.
sim.
Yeah,
So he can choose different mics for it.
like a built-in effects.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tweak it.
Except, you're changing the actual, the signal, that path it's going through based on what kind of microphone you want. Like, it could be cardioid or condenser. Like, it can change totally depending on what you want. It's pretty interesting.
That's way cool.
And it was cool to do vocals with. And I think, did we record some guitar caps with it?
I think so.
I can't remember.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
We just
We just kind of went with the flow and just fucking went with it.
We punched out that recording in like a day, and then he just took his time mixing and mastering to make sure it sounded badass. So,
and we were pretty impressed with it because the mixes from our EP from the guy that we recorded with before, they were good, but after hearing Nose and then hearing the single, the final product of that, we're fucking blew my mind pretty much.
Dope.
Because I knew Scott did some of the As Fire Falls stuff. He did their Never Needed You EP and a whole bunch of slew of other shit that I can't even think of probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of had an idea of how his sound was, I guess, mix-wise. So I remember before we were heading in there, I asked a couple of guys in As Fire Falls, like, how do they like the environment with working with Scott over there? And we knew Roses Are Dead recorded over there too. So they said nothing but good things about him.
Dope. That's sick, man. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah,
we're you guys' new stuff.
We're excited too. We just got to get the money to pay Scott so we can record some shit, man.
Yeah, what's the cost like per hour? What does he charge you per hour for recording?
He estimated about $800 to $1,000 a song.
But
that's with mixing and mastering.
Yeah, that's complete. Yeah. That's total package.
So after we estimated it total, we were looking at maybe $10,000.
But
wow.
But the quality's there. So
yeah,
sure.
I was like, hey, let's fucking record this song. Let's see how it sounds. Let's see how his mix is, And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, just take my money. I don't care, man. Like, it sounds good. So
it sounds good, man.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Daniel Bedingfield, I mean, that dude, I think he won a Grammy mixing and creating and producing his own record in his basement.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can do that,
so it's amazing how people can do shit on their own at home.
Yeah.
Like, I know Blake does it for Giants.
Yeah. I charge them for using the studio.
So good.
I choose it. I mean, I have to, man. I spent $5,000 on this. Like, I just fucking give it away for free.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate it when people offer. I had a guy in here the other day. He's like, dude, like, I love your unplugged stuff. Can I get can I just get a song for $100? And no mixing, mastering, just can I come in and record in here? $100 a song. And I got 5 songs, I'll use 3. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I can make $500 in like literally 30 minutes. And this is a guy who tours fucking, he's a great artist. He's a country artist, but he is, I have a feeling this dude's going to take off. But yeah, dude. And he told me, he's like, there's nowhere else in town that you can spend so little, like, because I charge $30 an hour for recording studio, and then if I wanted to do like some mixing master, I'm not mixing and mastering like master. I literally just edited and installed and edited my very first like MP3 for my Unplugged session like last week that I published. And so, but it night and day. Even in here, when it's raw acoustic, it sounds really good. But when you tweak it just a tiny bit, it sounds really good. And now I can plug everything in here. So I have like direct inputs, small little amps that I can plug guitars into. So some of the artists that I've had, they'll plug it into like an electric acoustic. If they don't have a full acoustic, then they'll do the electric. If they have a full acoustic, they like to have the mic on it. And it sounds really raw. But I'm able to go in and I'm able to just fine tune the guitars, the vocals, just enough, because I think people like that raw. It's an indie studio, man, and I think a lot of people like the raw nature, because I've thrown, or I've played. I was gonna say I've thrown like an edited and unedited version of the same song at people, and depending on the music, which is typically going to be an acoustic session, just one dude and a guitar. Most of the time, they're like, we do not like the electric and we don't like it edited. They just like it completely raw. So, I mean, for me, it's like less work, I guess. But that's what I strive to do, because I don't have like, I've never been to the mix house, but I don't have the hardware and the functionality that they have. And those guys are professionals. Yeah. And I'm not. I am a podcaster who relies on people showing up to my house so that I can just fucking publish something.
Yeah.
You want to tell them how we ended up going there instead of the previous studio that we were going to go to?
Oh, yeah. So Nathan, who was running Osmosis Studios, he put his studio up for sale, and we didn't really get a total like definitive reason why, but I think he's just trying to move on to a bigger project wise, like go downtown somewhere and just, I don't know, but
do more commercial work.
Yeah, maybe get some more work. I don't know if the area he was in, because he was up there off of I want to say that bend right after Main Street when you're going into Meridian, goes into Meridian Road. He has like this giant building there, and then no one knew what it was for, and turns out it was a recording studio. But
so the recording studio in the bottom of it, or the first story.
The bottom floor is a recording studio. The top floor is like a studio apartment, single story suite.
And then his upstairs, what he just said is his living quarters.
So I guess he put it up for sale. So we're like, shit, where the fuck are we gonna record, man? And so I was talking to Alex Jones, Xander, over at Roses Are Dead, and he's like, we record with Scott over at the Mix House. And I was like, you know how much he charges? He told me his rates. I was like, okay, we probably can do that. Do you have any samples of his mix and stuff like that? And so we got to hear some of his stuff, and then we're like, let's just jump in, let's see what it sounds like. And
we even explored other studio options too.
Yeah, there's a lot of places, but the guys that we like locally and we like their sound locally, a lot of them have gone to the Mix House. So we decided that's the route we're gonna go, and we couldn't be happier. So
that's good, man.
Yeah,
I'm seriously, I'm stoked. And when can people kind of expect the new music? Probably in a couple months, right?
No.
I would not say a couple months.
We are taking our time. We just want to make sure everything is perfect. That we're satisfied, because I mean, in the end, I'm happy if people really enjoy the music, but we're mostly writing music that we love. We're expressing ourselves, so we want to make sure
we're the ones up there going hard, or try to go hard.
We're just making sure that everything's perfect before we decide to put it out there for everybody. So
that's my bad, everybody. I turn this off.
You're good. Maybe I want to say wintertime. You can probably expect something, or maybe next spring, the whole thing being done, but. We're not gonna.
You'll provide teasers in the meantime.
Yeah,
and you guys will play a show here.
We'll definitely release another single or two. We don't want to be stingy. Obviously, we're not just gonna leave everyone in the dark for a while. So
cool.
Well, we're not gonna oversaturate with as far as playing shows either. Like if something pops up and we think it's a good offer, then we'll probably go from there.
Yeah. True. Well, practice is practice, man, and you can only get better. And if everybody else hates you for saturating, then they're going to hate you for trying to get better and improving your craft, and that's stupid. So I think you guys should play all the fucking time. I think you should play every time you want to play and every time you can play. But that's also my type of personality.
Yeah.
I will saturate the fuck out of the market with podcasting, because I got people like you who come in and, provide awesome stories, and I can do that. So if you guys provide awesome music, fuck everybody else if they're not happy with you playing shows everywhere, because that's important, and they should be encouraging you guys. Yeah. So that's how I feel.
Well, I feel like too. We're probably
because any notoriety you guys bring to Boise, the Boise music scene, everybody else reaps the benefits because everybody else is going to look at who the fuck is playing in Boise.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody else is going to be on that same.
I've never heard a whole lot of local bands or anything like that doing like a guest like having someone do a guest vocal on a song. I don't know if we're the first ones to do it. I can't claim that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were discussing about something about having a guest vocalist, I was on the phone with Andy about it one day. We were originally supposed to have Cody from Life Upon Liars on the track, and something came up on his end. He couldn't do it, so last minute, that's how we ended up getting Alex
and it
on
was
the track. And when he came in, he literally fucking made it like the gates of hell arose.
Bro, we were sitting there in the booth, in the control room, watching him in the booth do his lyrics, and he do a take. He's like, "Was that good? You guys like that?" We're like, "Fuck yeah, man, that was sweet."
Yeah, I've had him over here, dude. He's fucking
he's
good.
a chill dude.
Yeah, he's super cool. I really like Alex.
Yeah, his screams and what Andy did on the track too, as far as screaming wise, complemented each other.
They sounded really good.
Yeah.
It was a good contrast. Like I was saying, it's like a Tool meets metal vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on that song, dude. But all right, well, we can go ahead and wrap up. We're at an hour. Not even wrap up. Well, we can do a round 2 here in a second. I gotta pee.
Oh yeah.
But let's do. You guys want to do a round 2? Do we have anything else we can talk about? Yeah. Let me sign off real quick.
Yeah.
And then I'll pee. And if not, we'll figure something out. All right, everybody. I'm gonna take a piss real quick. Quick intermission. 1, 2, 3. Intermission. Bye bye.